Hello friends. This video is brought to you by mywayteaching.com.
Let us learn to find the square root of a decimal number by following these steps and taking an example. Let us take an example of a decimal number, say 17.64. According to the first step, place a bar over every pair of digits starting from ones place on the integral part and place the bars on the decimal part beginning with first decimal place. So in our number, this is our integral part and this is the decimal part. Let us put the bars. For the integral part, we have to start from the ones place. So we put a bar backward. And for the decimal part, we have to start from the first decimal place. So we start from the first decimal place. Next, we have to find the largest number whose square is less than or equal to the number under the extreme left bar. We have 17 under the extreme left bar. We know that 5 5s are 25 will be greater than 17, but 4 4s are 16 satisfies our condition. So we take 4 4s are 16. Further it says that take this number as the divisor and divide the number under extreme left bar and get the remainder. So we are getting the remainder 1. Our next step is bring down the number under the next bar. So we bring down 64. We double the divisor, that means 4 plus 4 will give us 8 with a blank on the right. So till now we have brought down the number under the next bar and then we have doubled the divisor and enter it with a blank on its right. We have done. Now if we have to see if the number brought down is after the decimal, put a decimal point on the quotient. We can see that 64 was after the decimal, so we have to put a decimal in the quotient. Our next step is to guess the largest possible number to fill the blank, such that when the new divisor is multiplied to that number, the product is less than or equal to the dividend. Let us try to guess it. If we take 1, we get 81. If we take 2, we get 164. So the required number is 2, which is giving us remainder 0. So if the remainder is 0 and no digits are left under the bars, then the quotient is the required square root. Hence in this example, under root of 17.64 is equal to 4.2. Our 7th step states that if more numbers are under the bars, bring down the next bar, double the quotient and enter it with a blank on the right as the next divisor and repeat steps 5 to 7. So let us consider another number, 237.615. Let us start by barring the numbers. For the integral part, we have to start from the ones place, and for the decimal part, we have to start from the first decimal number. We start with 61. We know that we can add any number of zeros to a decimal number after the decimal. So let us add one zero and then put a bar. Now let us follow our steps to find the square root. We get 1 ones are 1, which gives us 1 as remainder, and take down 37. Double the divisor, gives us 2 and a blank. We can fill 5 here to get 125. On subtraction we get 12. Next step is to bring down the next number, that's 61. Double the quotient, that gives us 30 with a blank, and we have to check that the number that we have copied down is after the decimal, so we have to put a decimal. Again we have to guess the number, so by hit and trial we get 4 and 1216. On subtraction will give us 45. We bring down the other bar number, then we double the quotient, we get 308 with a blank. Easily we can see that number to be filled will be 1, so we get 3081, and on subtraction we get 146. Here we can see that we haven't got a 0 as the remainder, so we can continue the process by adding more number of zeros after the decimal and continue the process. Otherwise, we can write that under root of 237 237.615 is equal to 15.41 up to 2 decimal places. If in the question we are asked to find the square root up to 4 decimal places, then we will have to continue this process until we get the 4 decimal places.